orang macam you ni kan tak hidup lama. Which is weird tau, I don't know where she picked that up. Macam pelik gila. And as I grow older, I started realizing that words are just words. But that doesn't mean that it means anything. It just means that people say things because they could say it without having the repercussions of stuff like that lah. My name is Azfar Firdaus. I am 27 years old. I am also an albino model based in Malaysia, and that's pretty much it. But mostly people know me online as sort of like a social media influencer. There's good days and there's bad days, but most of the time it's just hectic. But usually it's just you causing chaos, honestly, when you think about it. So yeah. I've always wanted to be a model because I feel like, because growing up, I never had a sort of exposure of seeing another albino person or having ourselves be represented in mainstream media. So, and I said to myself, well, if no one else is going to do it, why not me, you know? It's empowering because it helps you to build that confidence and helps you to like empower the shield that you have so that whenever people look at you, they don't treat you in sort of like, oh, this is such an awkward creature, but it's more like, oh, look at that awkward creature like doing fashion, you know? It's empowering that way. My parents also didn't know what albinism was, so we would go in and out of hospitals, getting diagnostics from different doctors. I think it was more than 10 different hospitals kita jelajah satu Malaysia. My parents are, the good thing about them is that the overprotectiveness sort of like kept me in a bubble. Throughout my entire life, they never treated me any different. They never said that, oh you're different, oh you're this, you're that. Tak, dia memang layan saya sama macam dia layan budak-budak lain, tak ada beza langsung. So my parents, diorang macam tak sampai hati tengok I go through that experiences. That's why they're very overprotective. Growing up with albinism, I didn't realize I was actually an albino until I was like 12 or something. So I never treated myself any different, and friends and families never like viewed me differently as well. Wherever I go, I've always been sort of like really out there. In a sense yang macam masuk kedai je orang pandang, babies or toddlers, they'd usually try to pull my hair sometimes if they could like capai. Solat Jumaat, bila kita rapatkan saf, they would literally shift to other places. Because back then, they thought that being an albino ni, it's contagious. Itu yang orang kadang-kadang tak nak dekat. It's pretty surreal lah to say. This one time, my teacher pulled me to the side. She basically whispered to me lah. Dia cakap, kesian you. Basically, I tanya lah, kenapa orang macam you ni kan tak hidup lama? Which is not true by the way, because the life expectancy for albinos is the same as regular people. Kita luar je lain dalam sama. She sort of put that expectation that I was going to die or like not going to fulfill my dreams ke benda, and that sort of like, I say like it sort of broke me in a way, but at the same time I feel like okay, kalau umur aku pendek pun, let me just live my life to the fullest, you know, like buat apa yang nak buat, asalkan you live a fulfilling life, that's okay. Usually I give a lot of talks, like public talks semua sekali kan. So sometimes for these talks, I would usually check out the other panelists, do a little background search on them, just sort of like get a better idea of who they are, what they represent, the things that they do, so that we could like click the first time we meet, you know, have sort of like a foundation of what to talk on. There was an article, by the way, at the time, keluar pasal albinos in Tanzania, ada orang kena bunuh, which is still happening, still today. Some people believe that we have medicinal properties. I noticed that one of them had interacted with me before, and basically the quote was, oh dekat sana dah buat, kat Malaysia bila nak buat lagi dekat Azfar. The universe just sort of aligned for me to actually confront someone about it, because even the question was like, so how do you confront your bullies? And I'm like, that's a really good question, I'll show you how. Albino di dunia.
Wow.
So saudara Syazwan, ada quote tu itu, dan awak tag saya, dan awak cakap, what was it awak cakap something about, okay, lepas ni bolehlah kita cari Azfar, buru dan sembelih dia pula.
Wah.
Yeah. After the camera cut, everyone was like screaming. Even the girl, the hostess kind of macam, she put me to the side. She was like, "Thank God you did that. Thank God." I was like, "Okay." The whole topic was about cyberbullying, and that was a form of cyberbullying. The question itself is like the universe telling me like, "Bro, do it, bro, or else you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life." Again, you only live once, kan? So might as well. So much for me, hey, it's a good learning experience. So why not? But it was so hectic lah. It was crazy, bro. It was, swear to God, it was such a long day. I was literally running because everywhere I go, people would just, "Hey, you're in the news." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And as I grew older, I started realizing that words are just words. But that doesn't mean that it means anything. It just means that people say things because they could say it without having the repercussions of stuff like that lah. Being an albino kan, albinism ni dia tak affect just specifically one race. It could literally happen to every single race in the world. Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your heritage, whatever. So macam, for all of us, we experience different kinds of racism as well. So it's not about being white. It's more like how you view it, you know? Okay, so my message to my fellow Malaysians out there, if you see a person living with albinism, don't be afraid to like come up to them and strike up a conversation and ask them questions. Like, be friends, you know, be friendly. Diorang pun manusia, and diorang pun nak berkawan. They're already born different, like very, very out there. You don't have to point it out to them, like they know. So the best thing that you could do is make them feel at home. Doesn't mean that someone is born normal, they're normal or that they're capable. It's just, you know, compensating for our weaknesses. So I don't question myself anymore these days. Sebab I feel like kita bangun, there will be good days and there will be bad days as well. It's what you make of it, you know.